welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia, and this is our YouTube channel JAIIB CAIIB English Medium. We are talking about the ABFM series, now continuing with the ABFM series further, everyone. Acha everyone, first of all, please share the session, like the session, and subscribe to the channel right away. Our 3000 plus MCQ series is going on and is reaching its end. As after the series ends, our marathons are just about to start. So I hope you have been following the marathons on our Officers Adda YouTube channel as well as JIBCIB English Medium for ABM, BFM, ABFM. All the subjects are carried in terms of the specific area according to the examination there. So please follow up on our YouTube channel so that you can look forward to the classes. And along with this, everyone, if you are planning to take up our courses, then you should be doing it as early as possible because our courses are about to for the revision batches, they are just about to start, and for the remaining classes you will find all the specific things um, in our cases there. So if you're looking forward to, then just don't uh, leave it that way, right? Just keep on following. Chaliye ji, talking about the specific area. Oh, comes the first question, but the answer is also visible, so just keeping it. Okay. Now, what is the primary goals, primary purpose of ISO standards in green finance? Everyone, what do you mean by the term green finance? Do you know? See, there was a particular point in the businesses where the growth was required. They were looking at all the growths where the business could come out with something different. Businesses were looking forward towards growth, but in certain way where they didn't really hurt the environment. So they thought of doing businesses where they would invest in the environment, and that is why it is called green finance. Now, green finance has one particular area which is challenging, is where these organizations really don't get the money that easily. That's one particular truth, everyone. These organizations do not get their funds that easily. What is the reason behind that? They are in primitive situation right now. Since they are very primitive right now, it is very difficult to find out whatever money that was required for all these organizations. So there is one particular thing that is absolutely clear, that starting with such a business is definitely challenging. So now let's talk about it in detail. So let's talk about it, everyone. Now, when we talk about the specific area of green finance, it talks about what it says: to increase the cost of green investments, to provide the framework for in organization openness and credibility, then to limit the investments in environment initiative, or last one is to restrict proprietary standards in the financial markets. As you can see in this case now, as I told you, green finance has one particular problem, that these kind of organizations, the money that these organizations are having when they are looking forward towards greenery, or you can say environment protection, or they're putting their investing their money into the environment. That is why the term green came into the situation. When you are bringing up with these unusual type of business ideas and then trying to grow it further, they were named as green finance, arranging the funds for these kind of organizations. So green here means you're putting of your money into these organizations. Anyhow, when they talked about the specific area altogether, uh, what is it doing? They had set up ISO standards because now this has got acceptance and acknowledgement from the entire world, not only of one part of the country, but the entire world altogether. So what does it do? All these organizations, for example, I decide to have a let's talk about it. Hmm, I think when we talk about this specific area, what would it be? See, the point is when we talk about this area, it can be what? In terms of ISO standards, it is related to the area of specifically the environment. So, this is about organizations which are looking forward towards openness and as well as credibility along with green finance. Again, this part has to be there. Now, based upon this, there were multiple standards. So, the first one in this case is which ISO technical committee. There were technical committees even because there were multiple of these specific organizations, multiple standards which were actually set up. So when we talk about the setting up of all these standards, there it was important that all these organizations get support, right? Now, what's going to be the point, everyone? ISO Technical Committee 207, 309, 322, or 14097. Hint, when you find multiple numbers there, which is more than three, they are normally the name of the number of the standard, not the number of a technical committee, right? I'm sorry. When we talk about this, I think the technical committee is definitely not 14097. So what would it be, everyone? If it is not going to be 14097, it is going to be what? Then it is going to be either 207, 309, or 322. In this case, it is going to be 322. ISO Technical Committee 322 is responsible for this specific area. All right, all together, everyone. Okay? Done, everyone? All sorted? Chaliye then. Moving on to the next point. Okay, the answer is visible, but this is related to 32210. But this particular topic was asked in the examination, so I would say this is quite an important one. Why is ISO 32210 significant for achieving climate change targets? Why does they say that this is very important? It introduces new taxes on environmental products, then projects, and then it aligns significant financial activities with sustainable development goals. It focuses exclusively on renewable energy investments, or lastest, it eliminates all risks associated with sustainable finance. When we talk about ISO 32210, I don't think I can just relate it to only one particular corner. It was basically made to do multiple things. But yeah, there's one particular thing that we can talk about. When we talk about 32210, it is related to the specific area of sustainable finance. Just remember 32210, then technical committee number 322, and then it is related to the area of sustainable finance. Okay? Done, everyone? चलिए जी. Coming on to the next question. This is related to sustainable development. Here comes a big case study, everyone. Building green finance. A leading financial institution, Green Future Bank, is considering financing a renewable energy project proposed by Eco Energy Solutions. The project aims to develop solar farms across rural areas to provide sustainable energy. Eco Energy Solutions has applied for green finance under the guidance of ISO 14,000 standards. The bank reviews the projects based on environmental aspects and impacts, ensuring alignment with national environmental goals and international agreements. To evaluate the project, Green Future Bank uses the ISO 14,000 framework, focusing on environmental significance, materiality, and here the terms materiality talks about the importance, and do not significantly harm principles, right? Then they say this is it to the bank ensures transparency and identifies opportunities to optimize environmental performance there. They're talking about the specific area of environmental performance there. Eco energy solutions provide credible data demonstrating that the project will reduce carbon emissions. Obviously, when we talk about the green finance, this is the specialty of green finance, but that they are limited to the specific area of doing businesses which would be helpful for only one thing. That is, they would be helpful for all the businesses that would be looking forward towards the environment as well as their business together. Now, when we talk about this specific area, what does this mean in terms of environment? How are they working, everyone? Okay, if I set up a solar park, solar energy park, or if I set up a wind energy park, all these things are to be considered in this case, na? So So that is why we can say that in this case, when we talk about the green finance is not limited to only one part. Matlab, it is not related to only the finance, but also to the implementation and earning from these businesses. So then when we talk about green, they are asking green future bank. Again, there's one problem there. Not everybody is interested in giving loans to such businesses ideas. So Green Future Bank also considers the use of various funding instruments, including loans to equity, to support the initiative. The final decision will depend upon the alignment of the project with the ISO 14000 principles, its environmental benefits, and the risk management strategies proposed by Eco Energy Solutions. What's going to be the answer, everyone? In this case, the answer is okay. Let's look at the first question. It is, what is the primary objective of applying ISO 14000 guidance in the green financing decisions? Everybody, to enhance financial returns to of investors is 14,000 related to the financial returns, to ensure alignment and environmental goals and minimize adverse impacts, to mandate renewable energy projects for all corporations. But this cannot be there because this is yet to be introduced, and to eliminate the need for risk assessment in green projects. In green projects, the basic problem is this issue that whenever we are talking about these businesses definitely need one thing. That is that when they are working, then they are not just introducing their businesses towards the area of green finance, but they're open to the fact that they need to, everybody needs to assess the risk as well. If anybody is putting blindly their money into these amateur business projects, then it can be troublesome for both the organizations, the one who's taking and the one who's actually giving the loan. So to eliminate the risk altogether, you cannot eliminate, you cannot. So in this case, when we talk about the primary objective is basically to ensure that the environmental goals are achieved and minimize adverse impacts. It's fine that you are working in the environment and then it is even required, but you need to look forward to it. How do you reduce these things? है ना? Done. So in this case, the correct answer is going to be B. Next question. Which principle is emphasized in the ISO 14000 framework to ensure minimal harm to the environment? See, businesses cannot work without using the environment. So obviously, there's a slight exploitation. But what is 14,000 framework telling us? Greenwashing prevention, or do not significant harm or materiality analysis or stakeholder engagement. See, stakeholder engagement is a different scenario altogether. But in this case, they will stakeholder matlab anybody who can be affected by the business. It includes your shareholder, it includes almost everybody who has been a part of your business. Everyone, now let's look at the point there. In this case, it is going to be do no significant harm. It's fine that you are working, but you're not going to damage the environment in a very serious manner. Okay? Chaliye. Now coming to the next point there. What's the next point? It says what types of instruments can government or private investors use to fund green financial projects? Everyone, loans, equity and risk mitigation project products, donations and grants only. You cannot depend upon these. Renewable energy subsidies only. But again, this is also very, I would say, this is something which is based upon the situation whether you will get it or not. And then comes bonds and derivatives exclusively. Again, bonds and derivatives can definitely be something which can be, um, which are a part of the financial area. But are these the ones only? Exclusive, there is nothing. So in this case, loans, equity, and risk mitigation projects is the point there. So the answer is A. You can take up any of these things. Either you can borrow funds, either you can take these things, and then you can generate the funding for your business. Then, now comes the next point. Which standards are widely accepted globally for defining green bonds and preventing greenwashing? Greenwashing and green sponsoring. The point is that sometimes people take money in the name of these green businesses, but they're not able to basically justify their funding and how they're using it. Obviously, in every kind of businesses or any kind of work, people have been doing one or the other wrong thing. So you never know if they'd be doing something in this case as well. So what do we do? So is it Green Finance Guidelines and ISO 14000, Green Bond Principles and Climate Bond Standards, or Environmental Sustainability Metrics and SEC Guidelines, or Kyoto Protocol and Paris Agreement Standards? Kyoto Protocol is also something which is very important. Everyone, in this case, it is the when we talk about green bonds and preventing greenwashing, it is related to the bond principles. It is related to the bond principles and climate bond standards. They have made standards for taking the loans altogether. Next point is how does an asset backed bond differ from an organization guaranteed bond? An asset backed bond. Acha, asset backed bond is basically the bond which has a backing in terms of, see, if you are not able to pay, the particular asset would be taken away. This is kind of asset backed bond, a bond where the security is related to these assets, right? Now, everyone, an asset-backed bonds are backed by all cash flows of the issuer. Organization guaranteed bonds rely solely on the specific project revenue. Asset-backed bonds are tied only to the revenue of the project isolated in an SPV. Organization guaranteed bonds are not linked to any specific assets. What's going to be the point, everyone? The point is C. Asset backed bonds are basically linked with your revenue. If you earn well, then there's no problem, and if you're able to pay the loans. But otherwise, these particular their revenue would be basically linked with that particular area, and basically this SPV is special purpose vehicle. The investment in that specific asset is through the special purpose vehicle. The organizations are created for this purpose, right? Chaliye, moving on. Everyone, this is the end of the session. I hope this session was helpful. If it was, then don't forget to like it and at the same time share it among your peers and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. Acha everyone, one more thing. Let's open up our uh, uh, website so that if you're planning to purchase a CIB course, then this is the right time to go ahead and buy it. Go ahead and click on CIB November 2024 area. And in this case, see the point is, can you see this everyone? This is our revision batch, the Power Pack revision and case study batch. We're gonna start it very soon. All you can do is, if you're literally purchasing, then you just go ahead and buy using the code Y541 and apply it. Once you'll apply it, you will get the specific discount there. Just a moment. Just click on the area of buy now and don't forget to use the code Y541 and you can get the discount there. See, you'll get 79 plus 1% extra if you are using the coin. So you can get for 2939.16. So everyone just check it out on our website and our app for further details. And if you're planning, then hurry up and get enrolled right away before the ABM revision batch starts. Thank you. Bye bye and good night.